Thank you all for coming tonight. My name is Mike Bishop, and I'm the police chief of the Longview Police Department. Before I read a prepared statement to you, I'd like to just say a few words. This has been a very difficult week for the men and women of the Longview Police Department. Our officers face difficult situations every day. These men and women put on the uniform every day and come to work to protect our citizens from harm. Unfortunately, there are times when they are put into situations in which they must make split-second decisions that can have life-changing results. Please continue to pray for our officers and department, the families of those involved in this week's incidents, and the Longview community. Now, in regards to the incident last night, I have a statement that I'd like to read that will provide you more information about the events of last night. On August 28, 2015, at 11:08 p.m., an off-duty Longview police officer was at Walgreens, located at 1775 West Loop 281, when he noticed an individual in a vehicle parked near the front of the store. The off-duty officer noticed that the suspect had what appeared to be a white mask covering his head. The off-duty officer went across the street and notified police. During this time, the suspect moved his vehicle to the west side of the building and out of the view of the security camera view. Longview police responded to the parking lot of Walgreens. When the first responding officer arrived, he encountered a single white male, later identified as Devin Brian Dial, 23, of Longview, inside the vehicle. When the officer began to get out of his vehicle, the suspect got out of his car and displayed a weapon to the officer. The officer fired his duty weapon, striking the suspect. The suspect was transported to Good Shepherd Medical Center with life-threatening injuries. The Texas Rangers are currently investigating this officer-involved shooting. When more information becomes available, it will be released. The Longview Police Department is continuing to work hand in hand with the Texas Rangers on this investigation. We will continue to be transparent during this investigation, as in previous officer-involved situations. At this time, the Texas Rangers are conducting interviews of those involved and processing evidence from the scene. At this point, investigators have been able to determine that the weapon the suspect displayed was a Glock 380 caliber handgun. While the Texas Rangers conduct their investigation, the Longview Police Department's Internal Affairs Office will also be performing their own internal investigation to ensure that all Longview Police Department policies and procedures were followed. Once the investigation is completed by the Texas Rangers, it will be sent to the Gregg County District Attorney's Office for review and presentation to a Gregg County grand jury. The officer involved has been placed on routine paid administrative leave as a part of this ongoing investigation. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I'm Andy Mack, Mayor of Longview. As you know, this has been a difficult week for the Longview community and the Longview Police Department. Unfortunately, we have had two separate officer-involved shootings this week. Both of these incidents are under investigation, and I have confidence that the Texas Rangers and the internal affairs of the Longview Police Department in this investigation will be handled properly, with transparency, and in due time. The role of our highly trained officers is to first protect the citizens of Longview, and secondly, to protect themselves. And I know these dedicated men and women will lay down their lives for the protection of this city. Each day, our officers put their lives on the line to ensure the safety of our community, and they are unsure if they will return home to their families that day. Longview, have confidence in your law enforcement. They will and are protecting and serving this community. We as citizens need to respect law enforcement and their authority. I support the leadership of our police chief and the efforts involved in doing this job, but I do not want to overlook the tragedies that have occurred this week regardless of the outcomes. Our thoughts and prayers are with everyone involved on both sides of these incidences. All lives matter, the lives of our citizens and the lives of our officers. Thank you for being here.